Hi everyone, welcome to Newcastle Fans TV on another day, another defeat for the Toon. Getting used to this, aren't we? This is the last word at a different location. I just thought I'd pop in the living room to get this done. But yeah, frustrating again, once again for Newcastle. I just worry that the season fizzles out. So I asked Sam later on this video if he's worried about that as well. But as you know, this is the last word. We'll hear from Sam, as I mentioned. Steve Bruce coming up with his reaction as well, and we'll talk about the game. So let's begin with it then. So the lineups, we'll begin with Watford first. So very attacking side. There was three in support of Deeney. It was interesting to see how Deeney and Lascelles got up against each other, but very attacking decor in the 10, and you had Ismail Assar as well. So yeah, they had a few options. Will Hughes I like in midfield, but yeah, if you look at Newcastle's side, it was great to see the captain back. I've said this all week, is that the organisation against Manchester City we could have done with Lascelles in there, because I loved the bit where he shouted at Danny Rose for not being switched on. Just that leadership, instantly, leadership skills. So it's great to see him back. Saint-Maximin was brilliant to see him back. Yes, he didn't have the greatest of games, but initially at the start of the game I was buzzing to see him in there. Disappointed about Isaac Hayden, of course, and we're seeing Miggy back as well, who also I felt didn't have a great game, and Dwight Gale kept his place up top. So the game began, and the first real big chance was, of course, Watford, when a cross came in and Danny Welbeck headed it and it kind of hit the post. Still haven't seen it back fully yet, but I believe it didn't touch Dubravka, but it was starting to spin back into the net. And there's Jamal Lascelles running back, so credit to Lascelles to hook that off the line. He clears it away. Obviously the Watford players were appealing that was over the line. Craig Pawson has his watch on. Watch that works, that is. And we're seeing it back on the replay. It was about 3/4 over the line, but you've got to have all the ball over, and that was a no goal. But then Newcastle scored not so long after from a set piece. A corner come in, Federico Fernandez flicks it on, Dwight Gale, bit of movement, and that's his domain. In around that 18-yard box, Dwight Gale scores goals. You know the song. 6 yard out, he poaches. Decore is not following his man. It's just a bit of movement from our side. Three players in a single file, and they just burst off different runs to confuse the Watford defence, and it worked. Watford will probably look and think, well, Decore, is that your man? You've got to follow him. But Newcastle 1-0 up. Dwight Gale on form. He's on fire at the moment. I know he's scoring against lesser sides, but he's scoring goals. Other people in our front line haven't scored this season, and another one's only got 2. So Dwight Gale's doing the business 3 and 5 now, and you probably have to say he probably deserves his chance for the rest of the season. But as the game went on, I thought the first half, yes, was a couple of half attempted shots. I think Saint-Maximin could have killed the game off when he was running through, when Gale played him in, and he's got to dink it and he tried to do the outside of the boot, and that was a crucial save by Ben Foster to keep Watford in the game, because I felt the first half we predominantly showed that we were the better side. But that second goal, we needed that second goal to kill him off. And then going into half time, I was a little bit worried because we didn't get that second goal. So Watford came out with a totally different side, and so did we. So credit to Watford, they were sensational second half, but we also were shocking as well, I have to admit that. Not as bad as Manchester City, of course not, but there was signs there that, because in the first half I thought Lascelles marshalled Deeney really well, but in the second half Deeney had a lot more movement about him. He was floating around the whole of the 18-yard box, going left, right, dragging defenders out, and of course Danny Welbeck went close with the double deflected shot, and that was a sign of things to come, because the pressure was on. Watford needed the point. They knew that West Ham were hammering Norwich at the same time. They needed a result today. And the first penalty, it's clumsy, I'll probably describe it as, with Matt Ritchie. I think the second one is worse, but I'll come on to that in a minute. But it's just clumsy. It's a clash of knees. It is a penalty. When I seen it first I thought, no, it's not, but looking back, it is a penalty, and Deeney smashes it straight down the middle. He does that often. Maybe Dubravka should know that, because the second penalty does it similar, but I'm not putting any blame on Martin Dubravka. But yeah, 1-1, but I felt at that time that Watford deserved it. And Johnny was at work today, and he was asking at the time what's the game, and I said Watford have shaded it second half, and you have to say yes, they won by 2 penalties, but I feel that they deserved to win it, to be honest with you. Second half, another penalty, and Manquillo, obviously when the subs were brought on by Bruce, which was strange substitutes, I have to say. And why isn't, and I said this We talked about it on Wednesday. Why isn't Valentino Lazaro getting a run out, man? Why? You know, he's on loan, forward-thinking player, scored against Bournemouth. He's just not getting a chance. If you're gonna buy him, at least play him to see what he looks like. We're safe. Why aren't you playing him? Play Miggy as the 10, Saint-Maximin on the left, and you can play with Lazaro on the right. There you go. For me, Lazaro has to play the rest of the season so you can judge him and say, no, he's not worth it. Or, yeah, I'll pay that 20 million. Because ASM and Miggy need competition. Jacob Murphy's coming back. Rolando Aarons is back. Obviously can't be selected. And Christian Atsu. That's not enough. That's not enough depth going into next season. Sorry, I'm getting off track. But when the subs were made, Manquillo went left back and he's out of position straight away. I think he's all right left back. But I'm not comfortable there. I think I'm 18 months ago I was the same when he was at right back, but I think right back he's got a lot better. It's very poor. He just drags him down. It's pathetic. It's lazy. It's lethargic, and you cost with 2 points a day by doing that. Deeney, bit of mind games going on. What do you do? Do you go straight down the middle? Do you go in the corner? He blasts it again. Dubravka dives. 2-1 down, and we didn't really look like a threat, to be honest with you. We didn't even react to it. So we deserved to get beat because of the second half performance. We really, really did. I am concerned about the season fizzling out. I said that earlier on the week. I said it on 10 and We Had TV on the news. I've been proved right today. We fizzled out massively second half. I know it's tough that we've got a game every 3 days and we've got Spurs next who are still fighting to try and get into Europe, and then we've got Brighton who are effectively safe, you would think, by that stage, and then Liverpool have already won the league, so they might play reserves because it's at St James's, who knows. But I am worried about the season fizzled out. I asked Sam, can he send us a clip, Sam, what you think are you worried about the season fizzling out? And this is what he said.
There's no getting around it. Newcastle season is fizzling out into a nothing mid-table finish, unfortunately. Early post-lockdown hopes and dreams of a top 10 finish, or maybe even nicking a European place, are now a distant memory as we succumb to a second successive defeat at Watford today. Players just didn't look interested the second half. There was no fight in the game at Man City. Spurs next. We've got a good record at Spurs, but don't expect any miracles or favours for them, as they are genuinely going for Europe. Brighton's a nothing game, both teams nothing to play for, and Liverpool, obviously the champions. Their season's done and dusted, but I think they'd want to finish with a flourish, as they would have just received the Premier League trophy for the first time. It's a shame, but Steve Bruce and his players could tell the morale and the grit and the determination that have seen Newcastle battle and nick points when they really didn't deserve to, have all but disappeared, especially with that real lacklustre second half, which was pretty embarrassing at times. But I think Steve Bruce will just be looking towards next season now.
Right, thank you very much, Sam. So, league table before we hear from Bruce. That's a massive 3 points for West Ham. It's a massive 3 points also for Watford. The pressure is massively on Bournemouth and Villa to start picking up results. Norwich are now officially relegated. Commiserations to them. But I want to get reaction from Steve Bruce about the defeat. Here you are, Steve.
And we've been done by 2 of them, so whether we were a bit naive, I'll let others make the judgment, but for me, both of them are soft, and to lose the game is particularly annoying, because up until then I thought we were, especially first half, worthy to be in front, and all I could see was that it's going to be set pieces. That's all we spoke about. To give the penalty where we did, as I said, I'll let others judge, but for me they look really, really soft where I'm sitting. Yeah, I mean, we've been very, very good in that department. We haven't got many ourselves either, but to not give any away is the sign of a good defender, and unfortunately we've put ourselves in a position today where we've given the referee a decision to make. And my opinion, as I said, is they were both very soft.
That is a wrap for you, everybody. So we'll have a one-man preview for the Spurs game. Undecided who's going to do that, so stay tuned for that. NFTV Extra has had 2 videos 3 videos actually in the last 3 days. You've got the Greenwood Mulliner show, Rob's done a video and I've done the reaction, so please head over to a second channel, NFTV Extra. But yeah, football is nothing when you lose a life, and you've seen at the top of the video, Jackie Charlton sadly lost his life today. So we're going to leave it with Jackie Charlton. Thank you so much for everything that you've done, Jackie, for Leeds United, for England, and you managed your boyhood club. Rest in peace.